This is the latest book from the author of Blood Orange, Harriet Tice, and the title is The Lies You Told, and it's published by Wildfire Books, and it's set in a very recognisable London. Sadie has been living in New York with Andrew, her husband, and they have a young daughter called Robin. But it seems that things have gone very badly wrong in the marriage, and one day to the next, Sadie decides to return to London, her hometown, with Robin, and she moves into her mother's house. Her mother has been dead quite some time, and she has left an extraordinary will, which actually says that Robin needs to be sent to Ashams, the public local school where in fact Sadie went. If she doesn't, then the house won't be hers and it'll be just disposed of. So there's quite a lot of pressure for Sadie to send her daughter to Ashams. She herself went there and had the most horrible time. Mum Lydia, so grandma, was also quite abusive to Sadie, and abuse seems to follow Sadie around. The author, Harriet Tice, does a really good job of depicting downtrodden women, women who are almost victims but not quite. And so it transpires that Robin and Sadie on the first day of school turn up, and they're confronted by a load of bullying. You know, I don't know if you have any experience of the school gate, but sometimes there are little cliques and sometimes they are quite vengeful and quite difficult to penetrate. So this is what confronts Sadie on the first day that Robin goes to her school. It reminds her of what was, because she herself went to that school and remembers some pretty bad bullying. So now the two of them are back in London, and Sadie has to find herself a job in order to keep them. So she goes back to her old chambers and manages to secure a menial job, bearing in mind she's been out of the profession for 10 years. And she is with a party who are defending a teacher, Jeremy, who is accused of sexual misdemeanours with one of his students. Underage, of course, and that is all coming to trial now. So she has to go through all the logs of their correspondence between them over the last couple of years and try and pinpoint any evidence that they can use. Meanwhile, she of course has to deal with the group of cliquey mums at the school gate. So it's all coming at her, and I think that's what the author does really well, that really kind of that sense of a woman under pressure. So those are the two main thrusts of the story, but of course there are other threads that kind of get dropped in and weave in and out, and there are twists and turns aplenty. The clique of mums are horrific, to be honest. I mean, you know, the bullying and the subterfuge and the calculating behaviour is pretty horrible, but you know, it kind of all comes together at the end. So I think if you want a good book to read that will keep you engrossed, and I'm just trying to not have the light on it, The Lies You Told by Harriet Tice is certainly one to look out for, and it follows on really well from Blood Orange. If you like that, you will certainly like this one.